guys, to yet another day, rainy as it is. BOTSWANA breakfast show. We are excited to see that it's quite rainy today, as we have the past couple of weeks. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 7th of January 2025, as we welcome you to a Business Tuesday yet again on the breakfast show. Of course, I am never alone on the seat. And I've got my lovely sister. You know, and I'm sure everybody is literally just coming into the week.
I'm very, very excited about the new year. I think how he was opportunity to refresh, to restart, to simolla gape. Right to ra di seta di goal re ipolela gore batla go dira eng, and I like the idea that no matter how many times you fail at a task, no matter how many times you trip and fall, o ka leka gape. So ke yona opportunity ya gore
wake up and start again and try again. Exactly. And you know one thing I love? I haven't heard a lot of people complain about the rain.
No.
And everybody complain. Complain. But for the first time, I think it's because of the drought here. We are actually taking it as the biggest blessing we've had in a long time.
No, but I also believe Bula is a blessing.
Yes.
Even at your wedding, when it rains, everybody sees it as a great thing. It's but God blessed us with rain, and as you can see from our pictures over the last few days, the city looks beautiful. The city is green, and it creates an environment where no matter what you do, you're waking up and you're ready to take on the day. Let me take this moment to say hello, good morning, how are you doing? I'm Maina Keleboa LB Moroing. Thank you so much for tuning in to DUMELA BOTSWANA, the breakfast show on this Tuesday. It is a business Tuesday, so stand up. It is time for us to be talking about exactly what you need to know going into 2025 about the business and entrepreneurship landscape. That is our first conversation of the morning. What is it that people can look forward to in 2025 when it comes to entrepreneurship? If you're starting a business for the first time, if maybe you've got a couple of years experience, maybe and things are changing, the technology landscape is changing, what can you look forward to? A great conversation.
We talked about AI yesterday, so I'm very excited to hear what can I do. And on my side, the yogurt business.
Okay.
And how to get into the yogurt business. Especially won't be putting out businesses like a yogurt business. We'll find out more about how you get into that business, how to market it right for Botswana. And I'm very excited to be talking about that. I hope you bring some yogurt for me to taste.
Amen. Exactly. This Business Tuesday has officially began. On the red couch, there was an English Premier League match, and there is so much more to look forward to as Ross Branch completed stage 3 of the Dakar Rally. Remember, he is the defending champion for the Rally Raid 2024. Can he do it again in 2025? Those are some of the questions we will be asking right here on the Sports Update.
And I'm very excited. This year, one of my resolutions is I'm going to watch a football game, a derby. I'm saying it with a serious face. Believe in me. All I ask is wake up and try again. And
we will see.
Wake up and try again is the message today. And we'll be doing that with our yoga back stretches that will be taking us. Dimpo and Kutafalo will be taking us through that this morning. We wake up, we try again.
I'm Dimpo, this is Pizza. We are just gonna do a bit of back stretches for those who have back pains. So we are gonna start first. This is what we call mountain pose. So when we take the hands up, it's called extended mountain pose. So you're gonna take a deep breath in, make sure the shoulders are away from the ears, and then fold forward. You are breathing out. So we're gonna come back here to halfway lifting. The back is straight. Take a deep breath in. And then you're gonna release that breath. When you plant the hands down, take the legs back to what we call downward facing dog. So you're gonna be here, not too long, not too short, to catch your breath. So you're gonna take a deep breath in, make sure the shoulders are aligned with the ears. Take a deep breath in and release, bring the knees down. Beautiful. We are gonna do, you can tuck in the toes like what I'm doing, or you can release them. So we're gonna do what we call cat-cow. We are starting first with cow. So you're curving the back. It's a deep breath in and release to what we call cat. You're hunching the back. So you're gonna do a few movements of these. Let's go back to cow. You're breathing in. You can exaggerate the movement as much as you can and release out. This is really good for the back. Even in prenatal yoga, they advise for it. Let's go again. Deep breath in. If you're pregnant, this is the best pose to do. And release. Beautiful. Let's go back to downward facing dog. Tuck in the toes. Lift the hips up to the ceiling, to the sky. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in and release. Coming back to all four. We are gonna go low. Beautiful. Let's come to what we call cobra. The hands are beside the chest, lifting the chest up and gently release. Now let's release the hands to what we call Sphinx pose. So let's lift up, a deep breath in. We're gonna be here not too long, not too short. So here you are targeting the lower back, not the lower back, the mid back, sorry. You are targeting the mid back. So let's lift the shoulders up so that you can feel that stretch. Make sure the legs are as close to each other as possible. Don't put them together, but make sure they're close. You can close your eyes, you can open them if the space allows it to, and lift the shoulders up. Keep lifting up. Don't pull your back and gently release. Bring the hands back to all four, back to downward facing dog. Hips to the ceiling or the sky for an open space like this, and gently release to all four. Now let's take the upper body up to what we call camel. Camel, you can have the hands beside the waist like Zafalo, or if your back is flexible, you can bring the hands back and then go for it. Make sure you are pushing your torso away from your body. Take a deep breath in. The neck is not stiff. You can shake it, yes. You can shake it, no. Take a deep breath in and gently release. Coming up, let's come to sitting. As we are done with our back stretch, there's a few more poses, but we don't have time. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.
tsatsi la la bobedi mothatsi ta ke tsa sebaka se ke go di sebe go amogele ke bira karabo miske bosena ke go tsara tse kgantsa metshameko mo mosong wa tshela gompe go re di simolla ka ga go le kola go ba le khotala Botswana Tennis Association ba leng gore ha le bella gore ngwaga bona o simolla ka selentseng jang o simolla ka stopper se leng gore re se rometse jalo ka kwa Namibia me go twa go le gontsi ka ha leng gore stopper seo kana se tsamaile se na le boma le gona gore ngwaga wa bone re ka solohela eng first 2-3 months of the year ta ke tsa sebaka se ke mo sebe ka amogele jalo metele dipele wa le khotala Botswana Tennis Association ke ba jalo ka re wa itse Thipe good morning and thank you so much for joining. How are you?
DUMELA Miss K le LB mo
ngwageng o mojaretso madume a go rogile a re tsemelele hela re letse re bona mo tsela maabane go tswa the rankings re lebelle our juniors re Thipe ka ha ileng gore di rankings tsa bone di eme ka teng ke di khantse leng gore di monate ha o lebella jalo dipalopalo tsa gore bana ba rona mono gae ba eme jang
Emma Jaka bua yesterday at the International Tennis Federation let's enter the latest rankings tse leng gore di bantungamile mo top 15 ya Africa and tungamile tla re this month le some of our players we ba ya ko Egypt ba go tshameka Africa Junior Championship ye leng gore na le di points la tse dintsi tse leng gore ga ka dira sentle e ka re ga go ya French Open aba le ga o file di qualifier kana aka timela go tsena mo teng ga the main draw
Reetso ebile ha re bua jalo ka bone ba ntungamile kana re santse re mo go tsena tsa di rankings a re belle our juniors gore bone ba ememe jang a re Thipe
Emma NSITFL in the rankings le Confederation of African Tennis and enter the rankings under 14 tse leng gore di simolla le gore di ba Malak Macheng mo top 10 lene e tla be le part ya team e leng gore e tla be emella ya ko Namibia ba go tshameka di zonals o e leng gore lene ga ka dira sentle o tla iponela chance ya gore a tsena mo top 5 e be le gore mongwageng wono lene a ka nna le tšhono ya gore go tshameka ko bo Europe during the summer
Milari bua ka stopper sone se leng gore re sesolotse re se ka kwa Namibia ko be Botswana mo dinakong gore bana ba o kgaisano e leng gore ba ya go etsanela kwa Namibia ke efe ba ka he mo kgaisano e tabo e rana go simolleleng go hitheleleng
Emma re na le team e leng gore tla be ya go tshameka di zonals ke 12 players ba e leng gore ba tlobo ba tshameka mo under 14 and under 16 ba tlo ba tshameka individual competitions as well as team competitions ba katisi ba team ena ke re Wellington Sebanda le Michael Bogile Monayo ke 6 boys and 6 girls tournament ena it's in the rankings tse leng gore ke tsa Confederation of African Tennis tse leng gore malake a ka le top 10 yana ga go dira sentle o fitlhela le gore o gona hela le bo top 5 e be hela le gore later on during the year ga ka tswela maintain a gona go na le tshona gore ga gona le team e yang go Europe under 14 ba khona go tshameka teng
re Thipe kgwedi tse pedi tsa ntha tse tharo tsa ntha ka ko BTA di lebega jang in terms of us having local tournaments
Emma go na le di local tournaments e leng gore they are planned for February normally we start our year similar the local tournaments are rona ka ko Serowe in terms of international competitions ke bona ba tla bomba ile ko Namibia e be re later on during the year bontungamile le ba bangwe be ba ka go tshameka ko Egypt the end of January e be re early February e be lo re bo Malak ba ka go tshameka ko Kenya for international Africa Junior Championships under 14
re Thipe re le bogetse go bisana le yena kgaitsedi ka re tana ntse re bua segolo re bogolo re bile sona stapa se leng gore se taba se le ba jalo ka ko Namibia ga mmogo jalo le batshameki ba rona ba bata bomba le ba ka kola ha tshilla Egypt ke le bogetse go bisana le yena thola sente
Emma ya leboga
right re ne re bisana jalo dipele wa le khotela Botswana Tennis Association re wa itse Thipe
Malak Macheng is ranked 9th in Africa.
How
That
old
is so
she?
exciting. What a year she had in 2024. If she doesn't win that award for Junior Sports Person of the Year, I don't know what she needs to do.
BOTSWANA sport organizers. But it will only be right. I mean, horeba khana go ifenya melegalem a re tsejele mo go tsa le khotela BOTSWANA Tennis Association ro komela jalo tse leng gore di a diragala re lebile Dakar rally ya ka Ross branch mo tsitsi la mabane go no go wala jalo stage 2 se leng gore o heditse jalo on position 5 mme bile e be le gore re bona ba tlhalosa jalo gore there's a modification made to stage 3 ba tlhalosa gore the challenge of the 48-hour chrono stage ya Dakar rally mo stage 3 ne ba tshwanetse gore ba tsetsela ile gore ga ya siama sente motho ga kariolo mme ba tlhalosa gore the route ya teng ba ha ba ntse ba lebella semo sa bosa eta bona jalo le storms so instead of bone ba ba ile gore ba tsa karolo ka go Dakar rally ba ya go dira 496 kilometers now the adjustment era la gore ba go dira jalo 327 kilometers.
These things happen. You always have to think about the safety of the athletes. And particularly the safety of Ross Branch, guys. Please, this is our star. We need him to come back in one piece. He has gotten a lot of injuries through this, and you don't need to add the element of weather as well, especially if it's going to be a storm. So for me, I think this is a great move by Dakar, not just forcing it. And yeah, he's doing very, very well. P3 yesterday, P5 today. I want to see what exactly can he achieve. Something that I'm really, really proud of with Ross Branch. Do you know this? But in motorsport, Moto winning the championship the season before, you get to decide if you keep your number, which his number is 46, or if you go with number 1. And Ross Branch has decided to go with number 1 this season. And I think it's so, so cool to see him rocking the number 1 and owning the fact that he is the champion for 2024. We want to see how far he can go this year. And Dakar is always a really good indicator. And you see P3 stage 1, P4, P5 stage 2. You're right there in the top. You're still building, and hopefully he'll be able to get past riders like Bob Rabek that are seasoned and have been giving him a challenge for the last 2 years.
Right. If we have enough time, we're still working on the clip ya Ross Branch stage 2 but while we are doing, while we are waiting for his clip, let's move on. Let's say let's officially now, but let's say Jimmy Haskins ring the investor. There's so many stories. He has resigned and so they forced me out. They can't but some people on because of the relationship but what's the who has been very vital for them
with immediate effect, we are taking over. The technical team and everything to say, let us not panic. We are in the middle of the league. United, and we are not expecting in any way to say we are expecting run as it has been. Bamo breaking as I'm speaking on Monday today, but tomorrow they are resuming training. Re tsamaya se se sentseng jalo sa gore re leka go correcta dilo go ya ko pele. So ga gora sepe se santseng se re ka re sa re tshosa to this far, but ya ka we bua issues of club licensing. We are going to use the same account. He would either hand the account to us, or if he decides to close it, the status sa account transact
So funny that they won that from Rekering while they have suspended the treasurer. After questioning how are we using the money as the society, and how do you expect players to carry on as if nothing happened? There is a lot that is being said. Coach, for instance, Simon Patani, what is he doing? Is he going back to Muchudisana, or rather 11 Angels? I'll just be with Muchudisana just for this week. What are they bringing to the table? Because he was brought in by Rekering. A lot of players they will move out of Muchudisana just provided they don't give them anything else to say, be rest assured that we are going to be paying you a full amount. But like I said, to each story there are two sides. Jimmy Haskins Kering.
All the more we don't know 90% shareholder. So because I pressure or I'm giving you until the 30th. 3 December. Ebelin pile that. Me harri aloka ne bile go ire. Ba ba nthomela di statement that passed up to November. Ka WhatsApp. Tsene ntse di pala. E ba di nthomela go ne ka WhatsApp. Gore ke di bone. Ka ne ke ba re go ke tlogele ke phua gae. That was about 23. Then we retire mo di holding. Re tlo go pa ka di 29. Ka di 30 a get. Ke batla. E gora nna after consultation gore nya le ba nthusang ka samolo gore nya tota ga wa ka bo ha tshwana ke bo contract le o le Jimmy Kerry because you expose your other assets to risk. So contractor ka company ya gago e se le contract le quick deal. So na be ke kwala le kwalo kere ke tswa ke busa di shares tsa quick deal. I get ke kopa go contract company se e le gore e tla na le relationship le quick deal that can sue and be sued. As for loan players kana ne le arrangement ya mele di team tota di pedi botsalano ba mele township progress ne ke kopile di player go go bone jaanong ke di busetsa go go bone Galaxy botsalano ba mele bone ke busa di player go go bone ke ra gore ke one because ne le botsalano I don't have like a setana gore ba go duelwa ke ma kgwedi na kana ga ke setho ke le there hasn't been any statement or nya kotana masters mamang or kotana company X sa tshwanyegeng player di tla duelwa ke semama bosupi ke bo re na le kontraka le
there's a new investor who make you reject the shark. We are 50,000 to sitting with our status. My dad and we encourage as soon as end of January. Who gonna the new investor or just pay?
Yeah, the problem is when the elephants fight, the land suffers. Full stop. The players are the ones who are going to feel the brunt of this, and so are the supporters, because people were seeing that Muchudi Center Chiefs is on the come up, and we were excited. And but tamikini ba dira gompieno ba boetse di club go thaka ni coach ra itsore, and this is the consequence of these admin issues.
Well, Tata Bana investors coming into our football. I know what we need to do. Why do you need investors? But anyway, let's carry on and look at the FNB Premiership log standings. Traffic got 28 points. Township plus the Traffic having a game in hand. The encounter against the Gaborone United, you recall that game was cancelled because of the waterlogged stadium December 21. Bako got 28 points. Township Plaza on spot number 2, 26 points. Jana Galaxy 25 points on spot number 3. Number 4 Gaborone United 24 points. Mahosi Muchudisana Chiefs on spot number 5 got 22 points. Nico United spot number 6 got 20 points. Number 7 Soft Flamingos 19 points. VTM on spot number 8. Yone Harlanjalo top 8 got 16 points. Me Adlebele Jalo Kotase Orapa United Bailon Banale Samko Eli Meraru in hand. Bana Jalo 16 points. Muruple Wanderers Banale 16 points on spot number 10. Number 11 Matebele Bana Jalo 14 points. Mulebala Stapasaba Bidaf 11 Banale 12 points on spot number 12. Number 13 Gestapasa Security Systems Banale 12 points. Number 14 Handa Hotiliki Yemi Extension Gunners, Chadibe, Una Flamingo Santos, Nedizama to First Division. Not surprising,
yeah, they are not having a great season. Gunners, you would have hoped that after purchasing their way into the Premier League, they would also purchase some, make some different purchases in terms of players, strengthen and beef up the. They're still struggling.
Right. Araso jalo mo go tsone tsa FNB Premiership ro komela jalo metshameko ya English Premier League go letsa go le motshameko no tshameko mo tsatsing la maabane ya ka nere bana stapa sa Wolves ba fengwa ke Nottingham Forest ka no tse tharo go lefela. I mean, I watched that game. Guys, I don't know how Nottingham Forest are up there, but anyway, let's look at the log standings. The English Premier League, Liverpool still at the top, 46 points. 6 points difference between them and Arsenal. 40 points. Nottingham Forest 40 points. Chelsea 36 points. Newcastle 35 points. Manchester City, yes, on spot number 6, 34 points. Bournemouth 33 points. On spot number 7, number 8, Aston Villa, Banajalele 32 points. Fulham 30 points. Brighton 28 points. All bella jalo bottom 10 ya bone ka ha ilongwa re emithing Oscar Makala Manchester United e ka e bateng go no home. Brentford they are on spot number 11, number 12 Tottenham Hotspur memo ka bana jalo gore Hotspurs bana le 24 points. Tapasa Manchester United on spot number 13, 23 points. 23 points West Ham. Crystal Palace on spot number 15, number 16 Everton, 17 Wolves, 18 Ipswich, 19 Leicester City. Southampton on spot number 20. Bono ka re ke batho ba tsamaile Stapaseo sa Southampton. Me ha re tsama go tsone re bella jalo tse dingwe tse leng go di diragala re le bella ka kwa Spanish La Liga gore bone ba eme ka tselentseng Real Madrid at the top bana le 43 points. Atletico Madrid on spot number 2. Barcelona, they were cruising at the start of the season. Mamiki ba bana jalo le 38 points on number 3. Athletic Club, Villarreal, Mallorca, Real Sociedad, Girona, Real Betis, Osasuna. Kisana tse leng go di dira jalo the top 10. Bottom 10 ya bone Celta Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, Las Palmas, Sevilla, Leganés, Alaves, Getafe. Metseleng go di dimo mathateng ke Stapasa Espanyol, Valencia ga mmogo le Stapasa Real Valladolid. Ha re tswa jalo ka kwa Spain re komela ka kwa Italy.
Yes, the team that lost the Supercoppa Italiana yesterday, Inter Milan, they lost to AC Milan 3-2. This is the log standing for the Italian Serie A. At the top of the table, Napoli have 44 points. They are 3 ahead of Atalanta in second, who are not far behind Inter Milan, 40 points. And then Lazio have 35 in fourth. Juventus have 32 in fifth. That is your top 5. Let's look at the bottom 5 of the Serie A log standings from this week. Baheta Elogore, Kotase, Renale, Como, they have position 16. They have 18 points. Cagliari banale 17, Lecce banale 17 in position 17 and 18. Venezia are 19th. They have 14 points. While at the bottom of the table, Monza have 10 points from 19 games at the bottom of the table.
Right. Carabao Cup semi-final number 1. Semi-final 1 of 2. Yeah, Garta Bareba last pass Arsenal Bamahala Jalo Newcastle. This will only be the first leg. Second leg get that Samika Mod Bikin Zedita. Milhale had to Jalo Mohotoneto, Rebella Jalo Madu, Amsamiko no Limon, what Samika Mutilama Bane, Wakopa de Rea, Canerbanasta Pasa, Real Madrid, Banabafanyasta Pasa, Minera, Canotano, Holy Fella. Artabo Rocomala Jalo, the NBA, but I'm going to Tamiki, a motor Silahumpe, Kohore Madu, I think Emeka. Ele Madrid jalo a NBA motsamoko Stapasa Chicago Bulls nerba bana bafanya jalo Spurs 114 to 110 motsamoko mengene le tenere bana Stapasa Timberwolves bana ba khona go fanya jalo Stapasa ne elesa the Clippers motsamoko tenere bana jalo Stapasa Memphis bana bafanya Dallas Mavericks me motsamoko o tsweletseng pele mo bompe go nke Stapasa the Miami Heat ba bana le Stapasa the Kings on third quarter. Stapasa Miami Heat trailing 53-58 matsela ka moso makuku metshameko ya taba etsela pele ha taba bana Stapasa the Lakers ba kopana le the Mavericks me metshameko e mengwe re bana Stapasa Houston Rockets ba kopana le the Wizards. Suns bana le Stapasa Hornets, Mr. Stapasa Timberwolves ba the Pelicans, the Hawks bana le Jazz. Miami Heat is Stapasa Golden State Warriors. Miami Heat, right, I said I talked about it. Me metshameko mongwe teng o motone taba le Stapasa the Celtics ya ka bata ba kopana le Stapasa Denver Nuggets. re la tsa metshameko ka tsela ntseng jalo re kapana le tsone kgante jana ga re taba re buisana le moeteledipele wa lekgotla la Footballers Union of Botswana ke ba jalo ka re o na le thata tshekiso re rutwa jalo gore transfer window ya ka e butswa yana as usual they will be giving advice to the players whether the players are taking it or not. It remains with the players. That comes a little bit later at 7:15. For now, Rebecca Hartoka Naledi Lily Buapata Bacola Sama Santa Saparacano was a Silla Buffetti.
The breakfast show. It is Tuesday morning. Of course, our roads are a little wet in the city. But of course, we always take the right precautionary measures. Like, there was a lot of problem with wipers.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Did you? Wiper. Like,
how many cars have you been in where you're like, these
wipers are not going to get
and that's exactly a really good piece of advice.
Yeah.
So are the windscreen wiper dia bereka a di santse ha di suta ebe metsi a sutega mo screening sa.
I think it's a great, I mean, talking about it in a business aspect, there are those guys that are they obviously, but Mihela Bascar scam let me Bona sister is special price for you 300 and So I think as much as it's in a demand, we must also make sure that the supply is at a right pricing for
something else that I think people don't take account of when it rains because how brika, it's not the same as when the road is dry.
Yes.
So your speed has to be, you have to really think about the speed that you're going at. So remember that as you're driving to work this morning, how
right? Yes. And the last one on top of that is pedestrians. I've seen a lot of people cry but across the road and you're going to that one interview. Just be very mindful of pedestrians during this time. I mean, you don't want to get that splash of water on you. It will ruin your day, it will ruin your outfit, it will ruin your mood, and it's just,
if it's avoidable, for me, I think it's a driver's responsibility, because a lot of the times whereas as a driver you have two options. You can slow the car down to the point where even if you drive over that water, it doesn't have that splashback. I get it. Big puddle and it is avoidable.
As much as it's a blessing, let's also make sure that we are taking the right responsibilities on the road to make sure that everybody is arriving alive. I think we should also introduce maybe defense driving in Botswana.
Maria Mantia, why is your class defensive driving? 2025 recover.
As long as we read about it, we learn about it. That is an important piece of information that you can take through your day.
Exactly. Right now, though, we are going to discover Botswana. My favorite thing about my country is just how beautiful it is. And how you opportunity and that is why DUMELA Botswana brings you Discover Botswana every single morning, where we discover a new place. Today, we are driving just by Ramotwa there, we are visiting the Mmolodi Rhino Sanctuary. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BW. Let's discover her.
Mmolodi was established in 1993 on a 4,000 hectare farm that was previously used as a communal grazing land. And after that, we fenced off the area and introduced wildlife in here. We have various species of animals. I can list a few. We have zebras, giraffe, obviously rhino, a couple of antelope like impala, gemsbok, hartebeest, and yeah, that's basically just to mention a few of. So here in Mmolodi Nature Reserve, we started our rhino breeding program in 1994. We started with 6 rhino that we acquired from KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. So over the years, our rhino breeding program has been successful. We got 4 females and 2 males, and over the years, our breeding program has contributed successfully towards the repopulation of rhino species in Botswana. At some point, rhino were extinct in Botswana, so through the years, we have been able to breed 23 rhino on the soil of Mmolodi, and many of the rhino have been relocated to various parts of the country. So the reason that we have white rhino here at Mmolodi is because of the nature of our activities. We run an education center, and we also have cyclists and walking trails. So white rhino have a more tame nature, or they aren't as aggressive as black rhino. So we only have white rhino, we don't have black rhino. The difference between the 2 species is that the white rhino is a grazer and the black rhino is a browser. So also you can tell them apart in the size. The white rhino is the 2nd largest land mammal, that's after the elephant, and the black rhino is slightly smaller. If you look at the way they, the positions which they hold themselves when they walk, a white rhino generally walks with its head down because it's a grazer, it eats grass. It has a wider mouth, and that's where it gets its name from. Whereas the black rhino has a hooked lip because it's a browser, it eats leaves. And also the way they are with the children. Normally the child or the calf of the white rhino runs in front of the mother, whereas for the black rhino it runs behind the mother. So basically those are the main differences. And the other important fact to note is that black rhino are critically endangered, whereas the white rhinos are near threatened. So from the rhinos that we saw earlier, the female is called Tsuku. She's been here in Mmolodi since 1994. She came here when she was 8 years old. And then she was with 2 other calves. One is a sub-adult, that's her grandchild. It's a child of her child. So most of the rhinos that we have here in Mmolodi are from Tsuku. And then the other one, the younger one, was her new calf, which is about 1.5 years old. On an annual basis, we obviously try to determine the carrying capacity of our game reserve. That helps us to determine the number of species that we can keep and what species we can keep. Sometimes as a farmer, you'll see that you have a lot of grass in the area and you think, oh no, everything is great. But that might not be the case, because you might have some unpalatable grass with very minimal nutritional value. That's why it's always important to carry out vegetation assessment in order to see the types of species of grass that you have and determine whether they are of good nutritional value. And that can also tell you the type of animals and the numbers that you can stock within your game reserve.
moeng wa rona wa ntlha mo mosong wa gompieno ke motho ile gore ha go tla mo go tsa kgwebo ba go ba le ba go go ene. He is an acclaimed business development expert, the founder of business with Buka, a business development service in Gaborone. E leng gore e thusa bagwebi gore go ira tsone go tsaya tsone ditshwetso tsa gore re gola jang re ya yang pele ebile gone mme ha ile gore o tshwana le bo LB ngwa go batla go simolla ya gago kgwebo o le ba kae le diphoso tse leng gore o tshwantse gore o nno o sia o tswa mo go tsone ke di ha ile gore o mogwebi. His name is Buka Matenge, and he is sitting down with us to talk about navigating the business landscape in 2025. Happy New Year, Buka. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Elvi. Thank you for having me.
It's a brand new year.
Yes.
And obviously everybody is coming in. A lot of the times we tell energy ko godimo, desire ko godimo, le gone di plan di and this is the perfect time for us to be getting advice from somebody like you.
Yes.
As a small business owner, as somebody who's starting out business, as somebody who's been in business operating for many years, what are some of the trends that I should be looking out for? What are the shifts that are happening in the business landscape? Yeah.
Yeah, the trends really, mo Botswana, what I've seen is we've become digital transformation.
Of course.
Social media plays a big role when you want to show off your talent, when you want to sell your skills.
Right.
So I would say those are the shifts that they want and but it's going to be big because then there's this thing with the AI, where now artificial intelligence, where some of these things now it's automated. Automation of automation.
Right.
You just sit there and the some of the things they don't already run with website things are is where LB comes into my website, and then we are chatbot. And this is automation of automation.
Right.
So those are the shifts that we are seeing where we are going to more into technology driven, even in terms of marketing, even in terms of showing yourself.
Right, and I find that, you know, especially because Botswana technology it's big. We've obviously taken it because maranyenera dirisa, but it can also be terrifying, especially how where do I go? What is your advice in terms of taking on technology as an SMME, as a new business owner? What areas should I be trying out?
It'll be the right way or the wrong way. Who would have known what WhatsApp who would have known what Facebook
Exactly.
Some of our elders, our parents, your parents, Facebook, but it's trial and error. You're gonna make a mistake here and there. But as you become comfortable in using it, you learn and that's basically entrepreneurship behind Zinga.
Right.
You don't wait for a I'm good at this, I'm perfect. No, you launch your product and you iterate as you go.
And
the customer have feedback or whenever and then you exactly.
I love that. That is great advice. If you're wondering what to do with yourself in 2025, trial and error. And you will improve as you go. Great advice from Re Matenge. Something else that we need to take into account is the new guys, the business owners by wa simolla go ke gona na graduate ko UB last year and o decided gore ditiro ga dio ke batla go tsenya monwana ke bone gore gate go diragala mo go tsa kgwebo. What are some pieces of advice? What are some mistakes that we should avoid, especially now in 2025? People are already talking AI. What should I stop doing now?
The first things first is what goals have you set for yourself for this year?
Okay.
But we should have been planning last year for this year.
Right.
But either way, even if you haven't planned, now we are here. What do you want? Sit down and just tell. But number one, I always say how similar, especially Olemosha, start bootstrap. Start lean, such that when you lose a wicket. I always give an example, cool time and air time, and where they start small, but you can see on the job training every day. They're learning marketing,
Right.
they're learning inventory control,
Yep.
they're learning customer sales.
Yep.
They're learning how to get feedback on the go. Sometimes how and then quickly he moves on.
Right.
He learns to be resilient.
How to take no,
Exactly.
how to be efficient as well. How na motho efficient ya ka motho o rekisang cool time.
Exactly. So if you are starting now, those are the things that you need to now to start equipping yourself with. And also now asking questions. Go to those that have done it, ask them. Seek for help. The biggest problem here na lo mo Botswana gore ke tsaba go approach LB, how are you doing it? How did you do it? So that I can then follow the steps. And then obviously entrepreneurs are timane wa go mpha di maela gore nya mme o se ka tsamaya jana o tsamaya jana. But also just the most important one ke one you start lean. Ha go jwa re ala gompieno LB o hetsa, not to say it's impossible. It's possible, but o borwa go batla ba go ha see the business proposal you batlang 500 million or 50 million ole startup, chances of them giving you the money
is low,
very low, because
right.
how you so nearly track record build your track record, build yourself. Ero ya ko o batlang go ha madi o bona le prototype or one, I've done it and I can do it 10 times better if you fund me.
And I love the point that you're making. Let's talk about that track record. One of the things that I think, I don't know if this counts as marketing, but it is exactly that, being able to show people the track record. What is a good way to keep track of, this is where I've started, this is how far I've come? What is the best way to keep track of that?
Number one, and I think we'll talk about it later, is just basically keeping your books. Today, o rekisa magwinya, today o rekisa le kae. Kamoso o rekisa le kae. Monday to Friday o rekisa le kae.
Right.
And then obviously wa ipela lo ga isonne le banka o la account because you are micro and you are watching mo orange money go mo smega or mo maizaka go bona la go ya kae. So when I talk to you, when you talk to me as an investor or as a funder, o khona mo polela di number without even flinching.
Because
that 100,000 kira bukana, and investors and funders want to hear that, and they want to see gore it's because wa did o bo khona mo la no dikgotlo tsa meki ha ke khone go rekisa go ntsia mahura price apa e palame. Oh, by the way, flower last month in because then you understand even your environment. This is why we say when you are practical in doing, not just on nakola peng theory, then you can succeed.
If 2025 is your year, this is the conversation you should be paying attention to. Another thing that people must keep track of, consumer trends and consumer behaviors are very important. You have to be sure that this is something that people need. Maybe the water that you are selling is still, but people are looking for sparkling. First of all, how do I know consumer behavior? And two, what consumer behaviors should I be looking at in 2025?
Yeah, in the business world now, there's a buzzword, data is gold.
Right.
So you can't run business or data, and data is very simple. Key information Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'll give you an example how sometimes we lose. If you don't keep data, you do not know the pulse of your business.
Right.
So if Monday or rekisa wapa magunya 100 and atama otle, and Tuesday or rekisa 100 wapa otle, kalboraro wapa 100 wotama 10. It means on Wednesday there's a, but if you just do it as
consistently,
so you're gonna think you're not making money, but you could adjust for Wednesday because Wednesday unzijan. So that's just data informing you of the pulse of your business. But over and above that, how do the customers how do you engage them? How do you get information out? Oh, LB, by the way, orata black, orata pink, or the spice of gold.
Right.
So that when she comes, then red, orange, the colors that do not resonate with her. But also, sometimes it's very simple because how we Twitter, just have a paper. We be a market survey. How LB has na and then you have a customer forever, because then whenever something comes, you can pick up a phone and say, oh, May LB, I've got something for you I think you'd like. That's
Very
how
nice.
you just start growing your business from there. So you have to engage. Make
Right.
customer surveys. It's very simple. It's not rocket science.
Right.
But once you start doing it, while the customer ga di rateng.
And speaking of which, these consumer trends, baji ba reki ba ireng ka new year ka 2025 tse leng gore gongwe ka ra mo go ibura a ko le beng go na le sengwe se se diragalang.
Consumer trends now that are shifting worldwide and even mo Botswana.
Right.
Personalized, like I was saying.
Yeah.
It has to be personalized. Like the Google. No. This time, LB loves this. You personalize it. Number two, it's a customer engagement.
Yeah.
You can't if you don't engage your customers, somebody else is going to come and engage them somehow. The customer in the woke society where ethical sourcing a dirisa bakgoba like
are you using animal products? Are you using natural products? Are you harming the environment?
Sustainability, so things like that. So because we are becoming conscious in that level, as a business person, you have to now see but I just and people want
they want something else.
Or maybe butter.
Right.
And because they want something it resonates with their health.
Right.
Another thing, health and wellness.
Exactly.
People are now conscious of so those are the consumer trends going forward as businesses we have to take heed of.
Right. And as we enter the new year, ha ile gore o itlhela re tsweletse botha modimo wa thologa buka matenge o tsile gore ruta ka yone ga nya go navigate dio tsa kgwebo mo ngwageng o re tsena mo gone gore ha ile gore o mogwebi o ntse o tsweletse kana o monana o mosha mo industry o batla go ithuta gore ga te go iragalang, this is the man that you should turn to. This is another thing, the importance of networking. You talked about it a little bit earlier. Get advice from people who have done it before. I've always said that networking makes me a little uncomfortable and how do I network in 2025? How do I reach out to people in a way that's meaningful? Just me trying to learn from you, but also as people who might be a little inside the box, not outside the box. How do we navigate that environment?
Yeah, it's funny you say you are shy and how you talk network. We are just networking as we speak. You are in my network now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So it's that simple. You meet somebody, you have a talk with, local conferencing, you have a conversation with. That's networking.
Right.
And then from there you say, this person is in my network because why in Rabu. So next time when you talk, oh, hey LB, this is what I want, could you help me with this? These are the things that Botswana ke re friendly.
Right.
LB ke sa go dumedisa. That is networking. Just madume, dumela. But over and above that, this is what I do, what do you do? And then you leverage on that. But also, even if it's bigger partners, be intentional. If you want to partner with Mascom or Orange or Bona Life, go there and tell them what you do, what you can do for them, what do you think they can do for you, what your partnership would bring to the table. But also, this year, 2025, let's be intentional about networking.
Right.
If you want somebody in your network, hey, LB, my name is Mamang Kidirajana. I want you to be in my network. What do you do? How can we leverage on what you have and what I have?
I love it. This has been a very insightful conversation. I'm learning so much. And, you know, when you talk about this, when you talk about networking, I always go back to something that we sing about as a nation, collaboration, partnership. How do we do it right? And why are we failing to do it at the moment?
We are failing to do it because inherently, re batho ba di-partnership BOTSWANA hela hore
We are village
we are
community.
we are village, but it's e sentse le gone ko. It has not evolved to what now is supposed to happen. Ko villaging ha mna mothana gore la re LB ke tla ko lenyalo la go ke tla go thusa ha sa tla. Yes, but it goes.
It doesn't change.
Nobody loses anything.
Right.
But with us now, if you have a contract with me and said we have to do this together in a form of partnership, you have to pitch in 10 pula. I have to pitch in 10 pula and you don't put in your 10 pula. Because we can't move into the next. So our problem is the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreements are not so moving forward in 2025, when you make these agreements and partnerships, make sure they are written
There's a
contract, it's on paper, make sure it's documented somewhere, but also accountability. Let's be accountable for our own actions. How do Dumalana? Can we just please do?
Just
but
do it.
This thing,
Yeah.
But in other nations, even a contract, as long as we shake hands, it's become a culture.
Yep.
We've shaken hands. You are accountable for your Dumalani. I'm accountable for Dumalani.
And what a way to end the conversation. His name is
short.
Buka Matenge Kyari. If you are looking for an acclaimed business, a seasoned entrepreneur himself, an acclaimed business development expert, and somebody to just talk to you about how to move forward with your business, this is the man for you. Rematenge, such a pleasure. The time even flew by. I didn't realize that it was moving.
It's too short, man.
Yes, honestly. There's so much that we can take away from this conversation. Social media, get online, do business online, talk to your customers, engage with your customers, set goals, and how now set that goal. Don't try and bite off bigger chunks than you can chew. You're going to win 2025 as a business person. You're going to do incredible, and it's because we had this important conversation. That is how we end it. We're jumping into the news bulletin in full. Ratiki Fitlile, Anna Reginald Richardson. Ba go emetse go ha dikgang tsa ntlha tsa letsatsi e le tsa Setswana.
The Notwana Equestrian Center was founded in 2017, upon which the guests that came for riding lessons soon asked for an opportunity to sit down and enjoy the ambience and the tranquility outside of Gaborone in short distance. And so we decided to start a little venue where they could enjoy and sit down, which was followed by the request to have something also for the children, which we answered by starting to build a playground. We are offering now guided horse rides for all the visitors that come to our restaurant, going all the way down to the beautiful waterfront of the Notwana Dam. And the activities have now been expanded also to our latest addition, which is called the Barn Sports Bar, which offers sports TV, pool billiard, and darts. Rose Restaurant as the centerpiece of the Notwana Equestrian Center. Another highlight of the menu that Zoros has to offer are our homemade pizzas. The Italian style, very thin crust and made from scratch from the dough to putting them into our open fire pizza oven on the premises where you can stand and see your pizza become crusty and ready to digest. The Zoros restaurant offers not only the venue to host birthday parties or larger parties for adults. We are also often on offer events like a jazz afternoon. Another thing that Zoro's Restaurant and Botswana Equestrian Center are offering are field days for primarily preschools, primary schools and larger groups, in which the children can come here, enjoy the guided pony riding, enjoy the large playground, and with our vegetable garden, which we are expanding to become the farm-to-table food, they can learn how to plant seeds, how we do growing of vegetables, and they then get to take home a seed to grow at home and continue their observations.
a re sana jalo ka thamalema go tsa metshameko jaaka ke go tlhaloseditse gore tare ga re boa be ke amogela jale moeteledipele wa lekgotla la Football Union of Botswana ke ba jalo ka re o na le thata tshekiso re tere o komele gore the transfer window is open. Hanke go nna transfer window e peaceful mo Botswana go nna gona le seko. They always give advices to these players, but most of the time the advices are not taken. But ha rena go itsapa re tla nna ntse re ba bitsa go ba tswelle ntse ba ga kwalla ba tshabiki ba tsameke role ya bone e ska re ka mosebe gote they didn't do anything. Good morning, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
DUMELA Miss K ke dumedise le Botswana ba bereki ka wena ke ba amogela mongwe go ngomosha
ba dumetse ka dumela a re simolle ka go garela ngwaga wa 2024 go go lona le le FUB gore le ka re ke ngwaga o tsamaileng ka tseleng jang
ke ngwaga o tsamaileng sente ke ngwaga o sa tsamayang sente ke ngwaga o tsamaileng sente because we were able to cut on the number of cases that we have kana ha o ka la thoko o tare mekgatho e tshwanang bo FUB e nang le e thametsweng go babala dikgathego tsa maloko a yone o tare ya bereka sente ke ha ile goreng dingongorego tsa maloko di kgonne gore di rarabolle ka bontsi o ka palo e leng goreng e ka nametsa. You also understand that we need to take them up to those who have the powers to sit and listen to those cases. So ke dumela with that go kare go rarabologa go nile botoka. We also was on the winning side because we were able to maintain the relationship that we have with the partners that we have, but tetseng le bone go ta go leka go hatsa le go thusa one maloko e leng batshameki ka dinako tse di thata. The last time when I was here mpoditse potso gore ke eng sepe se leng gore ra se dira se leng gore gongwe is away from football that can benefit the players. The education part that was last year when you signed with CITF. We also had other events with CITF where we are trying to improve le go leka go tokatsa le go nonotsa kgathego ya bone e leng batshameki mo go lekeng go investa mo matshelong a bone, more especially after they've played football.
I think I'm interested in that part. How are these players responding? Are they coming forth?
They are coming forth, they are not coming forth. Tota hela ga o ka thuto ke selo se leng gore ga se tsena go ekhutswane. Thuto ke selo se leng gore se thoka nako. Se thoka batho botlhe wena BFA, the Premier League and the clubs, because that's where most of the time you will find the players. Go botlhoka gore re kopanele le gone ba khona gore ba bone di ka diteng Miss K where we had our yesteryear stars by they are struggling not only in Botswana but across the world. I'm sure you read the news, you watch television.
I even see them.
You see them, these guys struggling. So it is important for us to all the stakeholders to come together and help out in building these young people. We don't necessarily have to be good players. We need to build good individuals. But like I was saying, the bad side, it will be our relationship with the BFA. I mean, puso e ntšha BFA e tsene ka September, ha e le gore ke tshwara sentle. It was around mid-September or early September. But up to now, we haven't been able to sit with the president and his board to talk football, to talk players. So it's one worrying issue. But, you know, like I always say, it's an issue, but it's not an issue. We will still exist. If we want, we can't engage in the boardrooms, we can engage elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're ready for that.
I wanted to ask you, what have you guys ever met? Because I don't remember you guys meeting, but they were meeting a lot of people.
I think to them, they met what would be their important stakeholders. I believe if we were that important to them, they would have made an effort for them to meet with us, more especially the president, because I've asked him several times. And you know, it's meeting the organization is another thing. The national team played crucial games that led to the qualifications. My understanding is that he or his board has never met with the players prior or after their qualifications. It's one thing, then you wonder, what's important to these guys? Why did they come in? Are they coming to serve football? Or because if they can't meet with players, whoever they are meeting, what are they meeting for?
That's the question. The transfer window is open. Likely this is not the hectic transfer window. Most of the players, we tell a lot, of course, their contracts are coming to an end ka June. Kena ko eleng gore wa ba lebella bore bana le ba letelesa ga go ka sana pre-contracts with certain teams. In the January transfer window, maybe when you compare it to the August transfer window, is long contract delay.
Like you said, transfer window in January normally who's setting. You are looking at the season where it's young. You look at what is important for you at that particular time. But like you are saying, I'm going transfer in Botswana without issues. Obviously, Abula today officially, but Ghana, our phones are always up and running. We are getting calls, WhatsApp messages about issues that are there. Already, there's only hordes of players by Langwaring. They've signed contracts as in Mmolodi. They have been playing. It's lies. You know, I always say. If you can't afford a certain make here cell phone, you're not going to go for it. Maybe to a ball of filler robot, okay, I can have my dear iPhone 16, but I'm going to get that iPhone 16. You can't maintain it. It becomes a problem.
Yeah.
These are the issues that are coming up. Okay, sure, what how see today. Later on, there will be 3, 4, 5, 7 reports already about issues that only emanates from the beginning of the season up to now.
Yeah. And how get the OT where players didn't advise you? There are so many, or rather, I should say, they are stakeholders in here. Ke player. Team. What is the problem normally? When you guys sit down and analyze these issues, when you go through these cases until the end of them?
I don't want to sound irresponsible that we represent players and then I absolve them from the whole mess. Mohongwe in Nahore tutere by hang regarding their contracts is that you have rights to that contract. As much as you have got obligations, you have got rights. So what I was saying, for 3 months, up to the end of the season. Most of the time, it's the teams that are struggling there. You know what? When we have an opportunity and better bargaining position, 2-3 months into your contract, you then decide ke ntse ke bona ra go a nna yana go lo mo go a letelesega ka molaong FIFA rules and regulations do allow for that, and consequently the play rules the BFA le tsone because they adopt everything that is in the BFA in the FIFA. It allows for that. So ha ba ne ba ka dirisa that ke dumela gore football ne ka ba kanyega. I always tell you batho ba tsamisa mbolle one, they deal with players in bad faith. I think they do realize what hagongwe player ba batla tiro they will just give him a contract telling gore mbone ke bona ba dumela gore ba ka mo inela, whether they are going to deliver or not is another issue.
About honest di player tsa lona le tsonetse as a new year 2025, what can we expect from Footballers Union of Botswana?
We never stopped. Like I said, it is just in the calendar forcing us to close offices like Mmolodi, but we have always been operational. I mean,
different open.
The office was closed, but we never closed.
Yeah.
So even during the new year, the festive period when everybody was at home, we are getting calls. We're still getting calls. I was talking to people even yesterday. We're still on, so nothing stops. We need to improve more on trying to work more with the clubs so that we reduce the burden we want to reach out to players but the player di na le batho ba ba di hirile and batho ba telle bona go kana bo thokwa thata. You know, one thing that baffles me more setup in football ke gore you can hire a coach o sa dirang certain courses, coaching courses. You can't just get any other player where there was a good team here. But there's another element which is very crucial to the running of football. Administrators, in that way, the problem is by half. If we had the right people in the right positions. Yeah, no. Rona we are exposed to a lot about football, about players, about anything that is football. A lot of engagement with these people to try to find each other, get into the same level so that we know what we are talking about and we are the same level.
Yeah. I'm not gonna mention clubs, but Batsamiki just goes, you know, there's a certain team, a big team. If you ask them, they don't know where those players are because Baba Kolota deciding on fee. In that instance, you know, as FUB, what do you advise to the players who are, instead of just going is that the right way of protesting or the right way of you wanting your money?
No, it is not the right way. The right way will be they report their matter. What if after a day won't dwell? And then what do we do with those days? We always want to encourage them to follow the legal process because it does not help but at the same time when you're committing another issue o ka bona o dirile jana ga wa dira jana itsa gore go nne le sepehela so that your case is clean and clear.
Right. What do you say to the players mo nakong e leng gore ke the transfer window is open ba bangwe ba boela go di-teaming ba Mmolodi ba bangwe di kontraka di a hela ba simolotse go buisana le ba bangwe go avela go sana di pre-contract tse 6 mo lehatsheng le one le ba ileng gore ba ile motho wa kolutia sa ding on fee me ba ile ha training like what I see.
Funny enough, I think on the 1st or 2nd of this month, I get a message after a long time, my platform ya di plaro. Ki kopa gore le scala signa di contract this time around. Now that you are bringing the issue up, I think le go ba ke people take advantage of you when they realize that somehow o na le o supa dikai tsa go ka tlhaloganya dingwe dilo. The only reason why you would sign multiple contracts, and most of the time batho ba be ba itse gore o na le contract already, they will just do that, taking their chances, and then ba ka nna ba re ba tsosa modumo le nna ne ke na le contract, but they know. But it is you who knows that I've signed a contract. Why are you signing another contract?
The decision
yes, the thing is, they should avoid that at all costs. They should just go out to go rush a Why sign a contract? Because somebody else is coming with a better offer. You want to sign a new one. Then stay calm.
Take your time.
Take your time. I want to space for patelets and worry. And then you are going to regret to feel like you can make more elsewhere than where you have committed yourself. And another thing, they should. How about the two? We have said this. We have got qualified people in different areas. They are there at the access anytime they want help from them. So I don't expect any one of them. When two for them. So we can't know a lot of things until something is reported at the office. Otherwise, we are there, we are prepared to help them, just like we are helping them before the calendar year closed.
Right. So, I've been following this up. There are certain teams they never send their players to the AGM. It will be the same. And unfortunately, I'm out of time. Oiti, thank you so much for your time.
Tola sentelo.
Right. So, ke ne ke buisana jalo le moeteledi pele wa lekgotla la football scene of Botswana ke ba jalo ka re ona le thata se ke sorne re bua jalo ka dikgantse leng gore di ama jalo batshameki ya ka transfer window e butso yana bangwe di contract tsa bone di hela ele gore they are eligible to sign pre-contracts le di team tse leng gore ba batla go tsone tela motho a sene contract tse 3 ha e tswa go nna dinto tsa sebaka sa tshameki because go santse go sekiwa. But anyway ke dingwe tsa dikgantse leng gore bontsi ja sebaka ra bo re lebile jalo mo kgoleng ya dinao a mo tsetile la bobe dire kgagana ka tselentseng jalo re kopana gape mo tsetsi la ka moso ke bula karabo miske bosena until tomorrow.
Lush green, pristine and serene. The breakfast show decided to take a breather from the city, and we are all the way calling Tauko Lion or Rock Farms, where it's all about farming, camping. They also have the most beautiful landscape, and that's exactly what caught our eye. Making our way here to see what they have in store for us. How to bring your farm to life, make it green and beautiful, as you can see behind me. I got to walk around for a bit, and I saw a couple of fruit trees, banaledi lemons. They've got even olives, which was very interesting to me. They also have apples and guava trees, but also I know I'm a lover of trees. I even have a phone app that teaches me how to find the coolest trees in the vicinity. Beautiful petunias, some succulents, and a lot more. But we're going to find out from the farm manager in just a bit. Her name is Pauline Mompati. We'll be with her in a bit to find out what more they have to offer from this farm, but also how they upkeep it and make it as beautiful as you can see it.
Resistance by the people, struggle must let victory by African heroes.
want to have these breathtaking views, a lot has gone into upkeeping this beautiful farm. But joining me right now is the farm manager of Lion Rock Farms, Pauline Mompati. How to upkeep such a beautiful farm, where it came from and where it's going.
Loni ya rona e bidiwa LM grass. Ke loni e leng gore yone ka bo yone ya spread e be kgona go cover area ra ye ntsi mo nakong e khutshwane. Gape ke lone e leng gore ha e khathiwa e sala e ntse e patagane e le intact e kgona gore e withstand bokete ba ka ha e gatiwang ka teng. Mo grassing re na le mostly the succulent plant tse e leng gore tsone re di thopile ka mabaka gore they can withstand a harsh condition, more especially during nako ya the winter. And also again the water requirement ya teng ga e go dimodimo unlike the crop tse dingwe.
Ke a utlwa gape ha re ntse re ne re tsamaya jaana mpontsha ground covers. Can you tell me the difference between the ground covers and the grass, le gore why le dirise grass yena le ha le tsentseng di ground covers ke ne le di tsenya ho ebile what purpose do they serve?
E be re nna le di lawn cover di ground cover tse pedi. Tsone ke tse e leng gore ga o dirise lawn mower da ikgodisela ka bo tsone e be di spreader. Tsone advantage ya tsone ke gore di evergreen, ha di affectiwe ke di temperature tse di harologaneng. Mo loning ya rona mo area reng e leng gore re limile re likile ka bojothe gore re tsenye di indigenous plants. Tsote ke dithare tse e leng gore ha e le nako ya dipula di change mathara teng a nna green. Gape di tebe di kgothagana di ha moriti we leng gore mongwe le mongwe a ka o eletsa gore a nne mo gone. E be re nna le dithare tse dingwe gape di succulent plants tse di tshwana le bo di snake plant, bo aloe vera le bo di cactus. E be re nna le di hard material tse leng gore ra di dirisa. Na le matapa, medi ya dithare, di thito tsa dithare le tsone le tsone aim ya teng ke go ha that natural feel ya gore o bone gore everything can be used for decoration.
Pauline, ke tsela gore le hilo le nne le ntle jana. There is a lot of maintaining that happens. How do you go about the maintenance of the area?
Re dirisa coral manure. Ke ne e leng gore re tebe re spread around, then we water more because lone ke so se leng gore sa rata metsi. The more we nosetsang gape the more e golang ka teng. So tshwantse gore constantly o nne we more. E be go nna le di thare tse leng gore di surroundile these indigenous trees tse leng gore re di jwadile. Tsone le tsone every time they are gola e be di tswa in shape. So every time we go around them, maybe inspect our how many should be done. Then maybe allocate nako ya gore ra ro di shape aling. Then also again maybe bona gore re ka add which other colors, more especially ka gore khona dirisa le bo di petunia ga phele bo di marigold.
A thing or two about keeping such farms. First things first, to know how to use your environment to your advantage. All the trees, but just cutting them and trimming them to make a canopy that can help you so much with the shade, and also using the manure from your farm animals into your grass. The type of grass you use, how it spreads out and it can help you keep it green all throughout the year. Also, one thing that I learned that was very, very good knowledge for myself, knowing which trees to keep so you can have evergreen farms. Knowing to choose your succulents and your cactus trees is a very good point when you have harsh weather such as Molintsole Taujana. A thing or two, and you're going to make your farm as beautiful as ever. We'll maybe visiting you very soon, so work on that farm and make it green and lush. I'm gonna get my hands dirty, but a city girl, but today I'm gonna show you that I'm a farm girl. I'm going to mow the lawn. DUMELA BOTSWANA, the breakfast show, proudly sponsored by BOTSWANA Post. It is business as usual. And taking from LV's conversation today with young entrepreneurs getting into the business, for example, right? We have a yogurt business, something very rare but very needed. It is a niche market in BOTSWANA, and we managed to find a young man who has taken it upon him. And I am going to try this. I'm going to do it and make a business out of it. He goes by the name Kahoti Chabe. Along this road, based off passion, based off knowledge, based off research. Hi, Karo.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, I'm seeing you're doing great because you have a product,
yeah,
right?
Yes, ma'am, yeah.
There's a vision. And the minute you can see yourself on the show with your product, getting praise, getting acknowledgement for what you've done over the years, that's a big milestone for you.
It is, Tota, and I'm very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you. I just made sure I'm very proud of you. Take us back to the moment, take us through that journey. When did it start? What happened?
Tota, I would say Nahela, I've been passionate about business. But for the dairy products, the idea came so dealing with food processed products, it's inspiration it's doable into the food processing industry. So I've done a couple of researches products they got my interest. So when I got to the dairy section, I got to see where there's only one company daily competing with foreign brands. Let me just give it a try. Like any other products, I did a basic research, but the first attempt of making yogurt, it was promising, but so then I just decided I'm going with this product. So I did 2 years of research, sampling, trying.
And how does the research base go?
Okay, no. For starters, it was about the recipe. As time progressed, I wanted to understand the nature of milk and the production process. How can I make it different from other products that are there in the market? So I did the production method is different. They tried different ingredients. So each and every time I'll do a sample, then get a recorder based on what I got, then it became about tested, then they'll give me feedback. From their feedback, and I'm going to improve my product. So in by the time I used to currently just the market research can people by yogurt. What do they love about the yogurt? What are their pain points about the yogurt that's already there in the market, so that I can bring a product is different from the product that's in the market. Yes.
The daily household product.
Yes, true.
This is something that every day you can see moving around. But how did you find yourself competing with an international market of yogurts and of brands actually, and saying, nah, I'm creating my own brand identity?
I would say for starters it was a bit difficult. And people will question this guy at his age, he managed to come up with a product like this. Some people were assuming other products than I package for myself. So like it was a bit difficult, but you know what, I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to talk more about the product, the benefits of the product, and how it's different from the other products that more marketing. Sometimes I'll do content there showing the production process, or indeed this is what I do. When it was a bit challenging, but I managed to keep pushing gore ke tsenye product mo batswaneng.
how many years you've been in this industry?
This year there are 5 years. So 5 years, so it was 2 years of research, then 3 years of operation. Yes.
And so far so good?
No, so far so good.
All right, mo Botswana re setse re tlwaetse your normal flavors, right?
Yeah.
Re itse gore go na le your strawberries, we like your granadillas, you like your your basic banana fruit flavors.
Yeah.
When I select these flavors, did you say let me try, it's a trial and error basis? Kana utsentse hela gore le tae rata ka gore monate, I'm recommending it to you.
But in fact, the blueberry and granadilla was the first flavor I came up with. The health benefits of the ingredients that obviously I had to choose the ingredients that are available at the same time. The health, they have good health benefits. So I know they have good health benefits. Yeah, so flavors can learn a blueberry and granadilla. I have cinnamon, then I have strawberry, plain yogurt. Then I have.
I can see the plain yogurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then I have cookies and cream. Yes.
In terms of getting your product out there, what approach did you use in marketing approach did you use?
So we use social media tata. So Facebook was the first platform that I used to advertise my business. So I continued on and I was getting results. Then I adapted to other marketing strategies like radio interviews, email marketing,
AI, social media, these are the main forms of, we are moving into that era. They've also got a voice on social media. How do you deal with criticism? How do you communicate with people? Trust me, I'm here and this is my product. I'm trying to bring the best for you, only a consumer.
So having the requirements, like the licensing papers, this product indeed licensed. So I managed to test the product so this is the product that I make. The safety analysis, the product is safe for consumption. Yeah.
You also mentioned the process of
the production process.
The production process.
Yeah.
How important is that in terms of getting consumers to trust you?
They have to know gore ke dira eng ke dirisa eng ga gona sepe se leng gore se ka re ka mo sebe se balwatsa or something. So le gone hela go build a trust amongst the consumers. Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk finances now. The investment that you make should grow not only you but the business itself, right? How has the financing been for you? Did you finance yourself? Did you get help from somewhere? How do you reinvest in making this a bigger brand?
So in terms of finances, similar savings from Choppies, but as time progressed, they began approach Ministry of Youth, began a grant to contribute in a growth business. I managed to get some funding from Tokafala and Stanbic. So I would say in terms of finances, reinvesting in the business, delayed gratification, understanding it's not about the now but the future.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I managed to get out from 10 liters per day to now 100 liters in production. That means equipment. I managed to contact the supplier. I managed to get the supplier. So that means the finance reinvest the money, the profits in the business.
You are a very resilient person. Like you said, delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Immediately. Do you think that is one of the challenges in terms of youth entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I would say that is one of the challenges. Looking at people and how they do business. not looking in the long term, or okay, I need to do this and this for me to get there. So that's why the business ka bontsi tlhela ka re di hela mo phefong ke kganya gore madi a tsena motho a dirisa, then at some point you iphitlhela gore go eme go le one, then a ba re go ngwa gona support some those things el kganya gore ene ka boeno paletse ke gore a le ke gore a godise kgwebo, the profits are reinvest and try to grow the business. Yeah, I would say it's one of the challenges still in the thing.
One of your values that I'm seeing from now, from you in this conversation, you've taken on, you love the business. You love the world of business. Is it something you grew up with, or is it something you were taught at school? Is it something you've taken from somebody and seen it, or so these steps that I'm taking right now?
I would say tota nna ke tshotso like I remember ke le ko primary I used to sell the seeds mo classing. There was a point where ke ne ka phutha bana ba ko classing ke re guys go ke ra kanteng stoko ke hiya di stock seeds mahala re tsameng ke go la phakisa, so ke go molo ke tswa khakala la ke ntse ke rata go dira and attending the seminar, the workshop before I could start the business. It was fascinating to be part of those workshops, those discussions. Somewhere. I was just wondering what can I start selling into the business world, and here I am.
Here you are.
Yeah.
You started off working by the yogurts. Saw the yogurts, made the yogurts. Get a taste one of your yogurts. I'm very big on plain yogurt, and I'm going to judge you very well. What I met I would. This is a plain flavor.
Yeah.
Full cream. Wow. Okay. I actually like it. I actually really like it. It's very smooth. Okay, is it low fat? Is it, we are now getting to a place where we are very health conscious. They're healthy for us. We always push that. How do you make your yogurts? Are they low fat? Are they healthy? Can we say that they're healthy? Has someone a tell?
So tota for now ke produce a full cream, but the product that's made in Almohobido the tapioca starch. It's a gluten-free starch selling where it's known for its health benefits. So some of the health benefits starch thing is to help you with your heart conditions, regulate blood pressure. It's good for digestion and for skin.
And for people with lactose intolerance?
Currently, but we are going that direction.
The vision and the mission.
Yes, and happy the product is preservatives free. Yes.
Meaning that it's absolutely healthy, as healthy as we want it, Botswana.
Yeah, true.
All right. You are an inspiration. I mean, taking it upon yourself to do the market research, having the patience to go through the business challenges and everything that you've already faced coming here, right? What is some of the advice you can give young entrepreneurs?
I would say just start. But just start. Give me a
young picture. How was it in that moment?
At the beginning, nearly the pizza had some side of can like your mouth, but with the courage that I had, can I push till so what I would say is just similar the rest will follow. The opportunity the business training institutions like Botokafala, there's Mebala, there's Leia also. Yeah, those institutions did banana. So I would say just start.
All right. I need you to look at this camera, your camera, and just, sell Dairyland for us as a yogurt product. Because I can attest it's a very good yogurt. That one taste, I know, I'm sold on it.
Yeah. So the company is CK Foods Enterprise. The brand is Dairyland. So at CK Foods, we produce a preservatives-free yogurt. It has tapioca starch inside. Tapioca starch is a gluten-free starch. It's known for its health benefits. One of them to regulate blood pressure. It's good for digestion and for skin. So this product, you can place an order through our social media pages. social media platforms ailing CK Foods BW, or you can just contact us from 7141-6595.
I can your pricing was made for Botswana. But I said, you know, for January, if I want your product, how much is the range of pricing of them?
Yeah, so the pricing is similar from 6 pula to 40 pula.
Wow.
I would say, marketing.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Kago, I'm actually very inspired by you. I'm inspired by your values when you look at business. All this time to get to where I want to be in terms of doing business. What is it in the future? Are we going to see more flavors, lactose intolerance? What else?
And different products.
Are we going international?
For sure. Yeah, we're going international. So we are planning on to we are working on to get into the indigenous fruits.
Bomurula
we have a new product in granola. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to bring it here.
Wow.
Yeah, so granola, and there are many products in the future.
All right, thank you so much, Kago. Good luck to your business.
Thank you so much.
It is a pleasure for having you on the Breakfast Show this morning. And that is our conversation for today. It is a situation of what we heard from LB, taking entrepreneurship and making it something we can be proud of as the youth, something that can sustain us and our economy as the youth. And for example, we have Kago, who has just shown us what you can come from rags to riches, just have a vision, just have patience, and take that time to do all the necessary research to make sure that your product is as proper as possible. Morning, it has been for young entrepreneurs, Rally Inspire. 2025 is your year. Make sure that you hit the ground running. Make sure that you actually start.
Yeah. I actually really love the fact that today's entrepreneurship conversations were fully about how to take advantage of the opportunities in front of you, how to prepare for the world of entrepreneurship, and how to make great yogurt.
How to make great yogurt. I am having my breakfast. We're on the breakfast show, so we are allowed to have breakfast in the morning.
A big thank you to Buka Matenge. Remember, we were talking all things navigating the business landscape in 2025. He says there's things like AI and social media and technology that you can use to your advantage. He also encourages you to do things slowly. Start small and then you will grow big and you will learn as you go. You are well on your way to becoming the next best entrepreneur.
And then we also thank Kahodi Chabe, who came here with his inspiration. I mean, just talking to the young man, talking about delayed gratification. What it can be now where you put all your research, but later you will reap the benefits of it. And his yogurt business is testament of that. And that is an inspirational Tuesday.
I can't wait to have the yogurt.
I am having the yogurt.
Like
you can say goodbye, LB.
Anyway, from myself and Naledi Tsambo, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, it's the same time, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here at the DUMELA Botswana Breakfast Show. Botswana Television is always serving the best breakfast, and we're happy to serve it to you. That's it from us. Good morning.
The Morning Show is proudly brought to you by Botswana Post. Rise and shine.